A wise man once said that books prove humanity to be capable of magic. It is all the more fun when the story is full of fantasy. David Baldacci's series, Vega Jane, specifically the fourth, The Stars Below, depicts the whirlwind life of a young girl and her coming into magic. Vega Jane begins as a lowly factory worker, no older than 14. Her parents, previously in a coma-like state, disappear in a flurry of flames. Vega's younger prodigal brother is taken in by a wealthy noblewoman in Upper Wormwood. Vega's small village is surrounded by a dangerous wood referred to as a quag. Little by little, Vega finds herself growing in magic. Following in a co-worker's footsteps, Vega and her good friend, Delph, flee through the quag and find themselves enthralled in a war against dark magic wielders, Maladons. The Stars Below paints the journey of Vega and friends in the fight to secure freedom and peace. Not every citizen, or wugs as they're called, are magic, but they are still very much useful. Baldacci's novel consistently highlights that a person's weaknesses do not define their strengths, and in the most unlikely a hero can be found. Vega Jane, a scrawny peasant girl, was surely the last person that anyone expected to be a savior. This is what my first item represents. Despite the box's plain exterior, it is capable of holding a myriad of important and fantastical things. Page 295 quotes, "We are not merely wugs," said Thansius. "We are not magical, it is true, just like those of which Maragon just spoke." He drew himself up to his full and considerable height. "They destroyed our homes, they blackened our village, they tortured us beyond all reckoning, and I, for one, want to show them that though we may not have wands and incantations at our disposal." He drew the sword and held it up in one massive hand. "That does not mean we cannot fight. I once led you, Vega. Now I ask you to lead me and the other wugs to victory against the Maladons." A person's usefulness, power, and overall self should not be shaped by their differences or disadvantages. We are all able to rewrite our own stories, to mark history in the ways that we want. The quill and ink are symbolic of this. At times, Vega had been swallowed by doubt, at the cusp of death, and even still, she took hold of her story and persevered. In life, we may do the same, by overcoming hardship and setting ourselves on a solid goal. There will be times where we fall or make mistakes. What is most important is our own capability to learn from the past and improve for the future. Vega consistently hops to different periods in the past in order to not make others' mistakes and to better her own efforts and understanding towards the fight ahead. It is our duty as modern society to truly care and learn from our history and the history of those around us. The watch is symbolic of this. The magic wielded by Vega and others is manifested using a wand, hence why there is a wand set out. Although the delicate tool is crucial, the true power comes from within the spellcaster. This is why not just any wug can cast spells. And this reflects heavily on our own lives. It is not in our resources that power is drawn. It is built into our core, all up for grabs with willingness. Indeed, power and beauty can be found in all sorts of people. Many of Vega's companions are not what one would say are traditional. Some are housed in suits or brooms, scarred by war, abrasive when addressed, jagged and unique, much like crystals. Baldacci's characters are far from perfect. However, in times of difficulty, their loyalty to each other highlights that flaws are in turn rather endearing, and they can often make a person all the more beautiful. We as humans are fearfully and wonderfully made, destined to fall but breathtaking in perseverance. Our faults fuel triumph and growth. Our flaws set us apart from others, make us our own. 1 in a million, or 7 billion. I would rate this book a 4 out of 10, because I felt it did not close off the series appropriately. It was very rushed. It is very clean, at least, aside from perhaps 2 to 3 kisses and a swear word or 2. So it applies best to 13 and above. For those who enjoyed the Vega Jane series, which I suggest you start from the beginning with The Finisher, any one of J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter novels are fantastic alternatives, as they also incorporate magic and the thrill of war at foot, dark and light facing head to head. Here is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, in particular, a playwright in modern English depicting the next generation following Harry Potter and friends. That is all. Thank you.